Welcome back to Darshan channel. Today in this video we are going to discuss the branches of ethics. So in total we will be discussing four branches. First one, the descriptive ethics, second normative ethics, applied ethics and meta ethics. चलिए let's start with the first one, that is descriptive ethics. So descriptive ethics studies the history and evolution of ethics. So it keeps a record of certain taboos, customs और convention. जैसे कि अगर आप example लेते हैं, जो family है, marriages है, तो कैसे start हुआ. Similarly, it also investigates people ethical ideas or what actions are condemned in the society. So this is a value-free approach to ethics, where studies are made to describe people's moral beliefs and practices without judging them. So इसमें we will be focusing on the Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of descriptive ethics. So इसमें Lawrence has given three levels. The first one is the pre-conventional morality. Second is the morality of the conventional role conformity, and the third one is the morality of autonomous moral principle. So let's start with the first one, that is the pre-conventional morality. So in case of pre-conventional morality, it basically means that why do we follow certain sort of rules. So we follow certain rules, जैसे कि telling a lie. Why? Because we want to avoid the punishment. Yeah, if you do something good, you will be given certain sort of rewards. So it is the basic level of morality, जहाँ पे our focus is just to avoid the punishment. We are obeying certain rules just to avoid the punishment, not to get the reward. So that will come under the pre-conventional morality. Moving to the second level, we have morality of the conventional role conformity. So इसमें basically आपका क्या होगा, where a person seeks for the approval of the society. For example, you don't cheat in the exam just to impress your family or just to impress your teachers, right? So in this particular case, you don't know that cheating is wrong, rather you're just seeking the approval of the society or just to please others. So that will fall under the second level. And in case of the third level, which is the morality of autonomous moral principle, so यहाँ पे it is more like they make their own moral decisions based on certain reasoning and values, rather than just following certain pre-established rule. So इसमें a boy does not copy or does not cheat in an exam because the person knows that cheating is wrong. ठीक है, so that will fall under the third level. Normative ethics is also known as prescriptive ethics. It is the study of the ethical theory that prescribe how people ought to act. So in normative ethics, it suggests certain sort of punishment when person does certain act. Let's suppose if a person commits certain crime, then certain sort of punishment should be given. And it also provides justification for punishing the person who is disturbing the social order. So in normative ethics, basically we will be studying the virtue ethics, the deontological ethics, and then the consequentialism. So these are the three important ethical theories. So let's first start with the virtue ethics. So virtue ethics का main focus is on the character and the virtue of the moral agent. जो भी आपका moral agent है उसका virtue क्या है. And then इसमें an action is right if it is what a virtuous person would do in the same circumstances. So इसमें the focus is on the character of the agent rather than certain sort of rules or the consequence of action. So main आपका character पे focus है. So इसमें there are different theories given by Aristotle and Plato's. So Aristotle in concept of virtue में he gives certain cardinal virtues जैसे wisdom हो गया, justice हो गया, ठीक है. So these are the characteristics of a virtuous person. So we will be discussing this in detail in some other video. Now let's move next to the consequentialism. So consequentialism term से ही समझ आ रहा है, the focus is on the consequence or the outcome of the action. And यहाँ पे the key idea is that an action is right if it leads to the best overall consequence. So अगर आपका consequence या outcome सही आता है, so then that action is morally right. So इसमें you will see 3 subdivisions. The first one is ethical egoism, ethical altruism and utilitarianism. So ethical egoism में क्या आता है first one? So in an action is again morally right if the consequence of the action are more favorable than unfavorable only to the agent. ठीक है, अगर agent के favor में आता है consequence, then that is ethical egoism. Ethical altruism में it would be the opposite, to everyone except the agent, meaning that the consequence of the outcome is favorable to everyone except the agent. तो उसमें ethical altruism आ जाएगा. And in case of utilitarianism, so an action would be morally right if the consequence of the action is more favorable to everyone. We have deontological ethics. In case of deontological ethics, the focus is on the action themselves and not with the consequences. So it is also known as the non-consequentialism ethics. So Kantian ethical theory is quite famous. So his idea is involved or entirely around duty rather than emotional feelings or the end goal or the end consequences. So his core concept is duty, or what one ought to do in a certain situation. So इसका अगर आप मैक्सिम्स देखते हो तो act according to the maxim that can be universally applied. And he also points out that a person is free when he is bound by his own will and not led by the will of others. Now again I'll make a separate video in detail on the Kantian ethical theory. We have applied ethics. So applied ethics is a branch in which we analyze specific controversial moral issues such as abortion, animal rights, euthanasia, etc. So इसमें major branches we have medical ethics, bioethics, business ethics, environmental ethics, technological ethics. And then the last we have meta ethics. So again, meta ethics is defined as the study of the origin and meaning of the ethical concepts. So यहाँ पे there are two prominent issues which is being discussed, two prominent issues which are discussed: metaphysical issues and psychological issues. So metaphysical issues are mostly concerned with the morality. Does morality exist independent of human, or is it dependent on us? So metaphysical issues में realism, anti-realism वाले questions आते हैं. And then we have psychological issues. Psychological issues are mostly concerned with the mental basis or moral judgment and conduct. So ये आपका meta ethics में आता है. And meta ethics is the study of what ethically terms and theories refer to. So meta ethics में questions such as what is the nature of morality, what do moral terms mean, how do we know moral truths, or what motivates moral actions. तो ये सब चीज़ आपका meta ethics में आएगा. And then there are certain concepts such as moral realism versus moral anti-realism. And then we have cognitivism versus non-cognitivism, ethical naturalism versus ethical non-naturalism, and many more. So these are the things which are discussed in meta ethics. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share and subscribe.